What is up, guys? Aaron here, Off the Scales Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, it's top 5 baits of August, and I promise you, I got the baits to put more fish in the boat. Let's talk about it. Well, thanks for tuning in to another video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for riding along. I'm getting that much more closer to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys could please help me out, tell some friends, share my videos. I'm trying to get to that goal, man. So if you guys could help me out, I'd really appreciate it, man. I'm out here working hard. But you know, outside of my normal business and family life and all that good stuff. So anyway, enough of that. Man, I gotta talk about the weather down here in the south for a little bit, guys. I think it's kind of turned fishing back on, to be honest with you. Man, we went from the beginning of July to it being just ungodly hot, and you know, you could only catch them on a drop shot, to all of a sudden, you know, top water being back in play. It's kind of crazy right now. We've had like 2 straight weeks, it seems like, of almost cloudy weather, you know, pop-ups every single day with huge downpours, which in all honesty, we needed the rain, you know, to get our lake levels back up and keep things green down here. So I'm not gonna complain at all. I'd be lying to you if I didn't kind of enjoy it, you know, because, you know, day in and day out of that sun just beating on you with no wind or no rain, man, gets tough, you know, especially when you're out there fishing on the water. So anyway, you know, there is no doubt that we are in the dog days of summer right now. But with that being said, I'm kind of digging this rain right now. So but these baits that I'm gonna talk to you guys about today kind of go hand in hand of what's sweeping the nation right now, and that's that whole, you know, finesse, BFS, the JDM baits, you know, that are hitting the market. You know, iCast is coming out with so many different ones right now. It's unbelievable. And right now, I'm fishing a new fishery that is a highland reservoir with super clear water. And when I say clear water, I'm talking seeing, you know, 12-15 feet deep. So all these baits are going to go hand in hand with that, and a lot of these new baits that are coming out. So this time of year in July and August has really shown me the whole finesse side, and I'm really enjoying it, you guys, a whole lot, getting back into the spinning reels. And I think I'm gonna get a BFS set up here, you know, before too long. So but it's so cool, man, that I'm fishing such a clear water fishery, and it's like all these baits are coming out, and you know, it's just hand in hand for me. And I gotta be honest with you guys, man, if you guys aren't fishing some of these new baits, and you know, you're being stubborn or stuck in your ways, I understand where you're coming from, because man, I used to be nothing but a power fisherman, and man, I wouldn't really mess with the spinner rod or you know, finesse techniques. But I'll tell you what, guys, ever since I've been, you know, really starting to dabble into it, I'm really enjoying it. And like I said, you know, I'm gonna tone it back this time of year, because, you know, I mean, this time of year, especially with the pressured waters and as big as fishing has gotten, you know, you may not even get a bite if you're not using finesse techniques. So, and that is so true, you know, especially in the hottest time of the year. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into some of these baits. I think we're going to talk about some soft plastics first. And you know, I think I'm going to start with the Xzone, you know, Swammer here. These have been pretty good for me these past couple months. This is the electric shad color right here. and I put that on the new Zappu. Zappu came out with their own flashy swimmer. There is basically, I don't know the name of it, but I just call them flashy swimmers because it's got that little extra willow blade on the bottom there. But you know, a lot of these you know, reservoirs, lakes that have shad in them, you know, that flashy swimmer can really get you a lot of extra bites and can kind of set that bait apart from, you know, if a lot of those fish are on bait and stuff like that. So I'll pretty much fish this Swammer exclusively. It's just got a really great action. You know, so that's pretty much the swim bait that I'm gonna be fishing. You know, I'll fish it on, you know, a flashy swimmer, or I'll fish it on just your normal, you know, head or whatever. So that's got to be bait number one, especially for your lakes and stuff that have just a ton of gizzard shad and threadfin shad. So that's bait number one. Getting into the drop shot baits and stuff like that, man, I've been fishing the drop shot a whole lot here lately, and that's pretty much honestly what's getting the majority of my bites right now, especially when the sun gets up and, you know, stuff like that. If the sun's up, man, I mean, it's pretty tough to beat a drop shot, because those real finicky fish, you know, they'll still bite a drop shot. I mean, there's a million drop shot baits, but I'm just going to give you a couple of my favorites that I've been fishing a whole lot here lately, and a couple of my favorite colors. And man, that's got to be the Roboworm. This Roboworm, it's a 6-inch straight tail, and my favorite color right now, I think, and the most natural color as it gets to me, is called Orange Crusher. Here's a look at it right here. You know, it's just I mean, it looks just like an earthworm, right? So that guy on a drop shot, man, is just absolutely deadly. And then I'll also throw Aaron's Morning Dawn. You know, Aaron's Morning Dawn, I'm Aaron too. No, just kidding. No, this is just an awesome color as well, man, when they get on that purpley pink type color. So I really love that color too. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of, you know, how to rig it, or, you know, how to tie a drop shot and all that stuff, because I'm sure everybody knows how to do that by now. But moving on to another deadly bait that I really want to start fishing more, and I'm going to start fishing it more, and I've talked about this in some old Tackle Tuesday videos, is this BR fish head. And it's a darter head, and this bait right here is pretty unique, and this bait is meant to go on the darter head. It shows right on the back of the package here, you know, the darter head that goes on it. So, and then this is the BR fish soft plastic that is meant for it to go on it. So this is what it looks like right here. Very unique bait. And you know, this is like a darter head. Okay, you can see that it's very streamlined. It's got a couple little ridges on the side right there, and you are absolutely going to fish this on a BFS setup, rod and reel, or a spinning reel. So you know, I'm gonna throw this on a spinning reel, a medium light action with a fast tip. And the greatest thing about this bait right here is that you can really control the action. You know, with your quick rod tips up, it's really gonna dart back and forth. You know, it's very erratic. It doesn't take much, you know, as far as the rod twitch to make this thing really dance. And the greatest thing about it is, I mean, you kind of control the depth, because it's not a very heavy bait. So if you want to fish it deep, you can absolutely fish it deep. So very unique bait. This is a great bait in the summertime, or when they're really chasing shad, because, you know, the fish's metabolisms are are very high. So, you know, you fish something like this, man, they'll come out the woodwork for something like this. This bait will also be deadly for schooling fish. So I encourage you guys to check that one out. So that's bait number 3 right there, guys. Moving on to like a caffeine shad or a soft plastic jerkbait. This one here I really like. It's the Z2 made by Strike King, and I really like this one because it's got some really good shad pattern colors and stuff like that. I'll fish that on a you know, either a screw lock hook or a long shake hook, and it's just a soft plastic jerkbait. So there's something, you know, this time of year, you know, when that water temp gets really high too, it seems to me that a lot of your bites will come on the fall. So just a little tip right there. You know, if you're fishing some deeper bluff banks or deeper water, you know, don't be afraid to, you know, let that thing fall, and it'll have a really nice shimmy and a real subtle shimmy, and you know, and you'll get a lot of bites on the fall. You know, you just got to watch your line, you know, because when they bite it, typically your line will kind of take off. So, you know, keep an eye on your line. You know, this is another bait that I think you're going to get the best action out of it. You know, a medium type rod or a medium light rod as well. So that's, you know, your caffeine shads, all that type of stuff. You know, so keep that in mind. You know, don't be afraid to, you know, count it down and let that thing, you know, shimmy down on its own, because, you know, also I feel like this time of year that they want, you know, when that water temp gets really high, even though their metabolisms are high, it seems to me that they just don't want to chase a whole lot right now. You know, in the dog days of summer, you know, if they can get it easy, man, they're gonna try to get a bait as easy as possible. So, you know, on your deeper banks, like your deeper ledges, you know, stuff like that, man, let that thing fall and just be real patient. And that's probably about 90% of the time is when you're going to get the bite on the fall. So keep that in mind. Getting into some hard baits real quick. Like I was saying, top water all of a sudden came back in play. It seemed like these last 2 weeks, ever since we've got some rain. There is no doubt that the rain has cooled the water temperature down about 4 or 5 degrees, you know, depending on, you know, where you're fishing. But man, this Whopper Plopper, this river to sea Whopper Plopper, and I got this in the Perch color right here, and it could also pass for a bluegill color. This is the 90 size, though, the river to sea Whopper Plopper size 90. The 100 is just, I feel like it's just a little bit too aggressive, you know, for more of your clear water type situations. But this thing is just super subtle coming through the water, and I really had a lot of luck on this last fishing trip, this last outing on this thing. You know, just slow rolling it. You know, you can twitch this thing and put in a little bit of different action in it, but I'm running this thing right beside dock pilings, right up in the middle of boat slips, you know, like your point, you know, points, even out there on the edge of weed lines and stuff like that. This thing is just super subtle. I just love it, man, and this thing is going to be good, I think, all the way, you know, until we don't get any rain or it starts getting super hot again. But the fact of the matter is that you can get some super natural colors, especially in your more clear water highland reservoirs, and get some, you know, some really good bites. And if you get on the right cloudy day, you know, with a little bit of rain, they'll bite this thing all day long. I mean, I literally, you know, once I unlocked that lake and started catching them, I didn't really have to put this thing down. So definitely check out that Whopper Plopper 90 size, and it'll definitely get you some bites, guys. And then to wrap it up, you know, I'm still gonna run a square bill, you know, especially like first thing in the morning when those fish come up on those lawn tapering points to feed. It's a super small, you know, this one here is that Ray Japan level, I think is what it's called, and this is in a you know, definitely a shad pattern as well. So this little guy right here, you know, a lot of your bait right now is really small anyway, so you know, you just can't beat a little super natural tiny little square bill this time of year that runs, you know, anywhere from, you know, 2 to 5 foot, I think is what this one runs. So I'm gonna tie that guy on. But as you can see, all these baits right here are pretty finessey. And if you guys really want to catch a lot more fish and put more fish in the boat, you know, I recommend you guys toning it back a little bit and go to, you know, to more of your finessey side. So I think that's pretty much gonna do it for the video, guys. You know, I encourage you guys to, you know, to get out there and try some finesse techniques. The spinner rod is just in my hand a whole lot right now, and like I said, I'm gonna get a BFS set up. Super excited about that, to start fishing even smaller baits and all these minnow baits and all that stuff that's coming out, because it's just going to get a lot more bites. And you know, just because you fish smaller baits, that does not mean that small baits you know, won't catch a big fish. You know, so keep that in mind too. You know, these baits will absolutely catch some of the biggest fish because they're that much more natural and more realistic looking, you know, for these fish. So get out there on the water, guys, try these out. You guys please drop some comments on the video of how you guys are catching them. You know, still some other baits that are in play, you know, up north, out west, or wherever you guys are, that you guys are catching them on. But man, down here in the south, like I said, we are in the dog days of summer, and if you guys just want to put some fish in the boat and still be able to catch them, you know, these are some of the best, you know, baits and finesse techniques to do that. So I appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for tuning in to another top bait video. So a lot of these baits that are coming out at iCast, I'm definitely going to try to get my hands on, and I will I'll bring those to you guys, so stay tuned for that. And we will see you guys on the next video, and take care.